Before I forget, subscribe to my friend, Trailer with 2 R's. He does Fortnite and Roblox, and that's pretty much it. Anyway, it's very sad being his only subscriber, so go check him out. I shouted you out without you having to ask me, so it will be really nice to have a Dr. Pepper, and if you could get me a Dr. Pepper, I'd love you forever. Bye! Don't we look the same? We look the same. Don't we look the same? I worked so hard to make this little guy, and also my cosplay. There's an unknown stain on my shirt. I don't know how it got there. Hello everybody, my name is Rain. You are watching wowacoolusername. And yes, I am dressed up as Tweak Tweak because he has a very important role, sort of, in this video, per se. In a way, it'll make sense. One thing, as a person who has been a part of fandom culture for years, that I have noticed is the weirdly, I wouldn't call it a tization per se, but it's a tization. And I've been like researching to find out why this might be the case, and I really can't find a definitive answer for it because there really isn't one. But I'm going to just give you my opinion piece and then share an episode of South Park that aligns with my opinions about it. Also, thank you to my stepdad's wardrobe for offering me this shirt that has a stain I did not notice. So, MLM romance, or yaoi, is also known as boys love, and its abbreviation is BL. It is a genre of fictional media originating in Japan. It features homoerotic relationships between male characters. It is typically created by heterosexual women for heterosexual women, which is distinct from bara, aka gay manga, a genre of homoerotic media marketed to gay men, though yaoi does also attract a gay male audience and can be produced by gay male creators. Yaoi spans a whole range of media, including manga, anime, drama CDs, novels, video games, television series, films, and fan works. While yaoi is commonly used in the West as an umbrella term for Japanese influenced media with male-male relationships, boys love and BL are the generic terms for this kind of media in Japan and much of Asia. That is the Wikipedia definition. I'm not going to read further. One thing that I have noticed, it's usually young women. Usually. I'm going to say this. It's usually young women. Young, straight, cis women who ship this kind of thing. And I'm not saying it's wrong to ship it because there are obviously gay ships that I ship, like Nick and Charlie, Blitz and Stolas. I understand these are canon relationships, but like, still ship them. It's the same thing. I was digging into this, and I heard somewhere, someone on the internet said, it's kind of similar to how creepy men like jack off to lesbian porn. And I'm like, yeah, because most of it, I read an extensive article, mostly the point of yaoi is to be something to to, because it's two bodies that the women are attracted to instead of just one, and they can off to both of them, and it's gross and weird, but men do that too with lesbians. I'm not saying it's all women who like yaoi ships that do this. Again, I ship Nick and Charlie. I do not talk to them. And there are also an extensive amount of trans men who don't realize that they're trans, that are attracted to men who like this kind of stuff, who like yaoi because it awakens something inside of them they weren't aware of. A lot of these ships are weird, and a lot of it, okay, this is gonna sound embarrassing, but I was but I watched Gacha Life mini movies in middle school, and which meant I watched a lot of cringe compilations, which meant I saw everything people were doing wrong. A lot of it was overly fetishizing LGBTQIA plus people, and most of it was MLM because Gacha at the time was mostly young girls. So again, with our demographic, it fits. And common ships were in My Hero Academia. I saw some weird JoJo ones. Again, I did see some Bill and Dipper ones. Bill Cipher and Dipper, and I think that's just weird, in my opinion. He agrees too. There was a lot. A lot of it was mostly My Hero Academia, though, because it was very popular at the time. So a lot of Bakugo and Deku, a lot of, Deku and Todoroki, etc., etc., etc. I've seen a lot of these cringy images where, like, Deku's the ooh-woo, soft boy, cat boy, maid, and very feminine bottom, and Bakugo and Todoroki and all that, they're like the buff alpha guy, I'm the top, and you will listen to me because I'm emo, and you're my little Discord kitten. I'm like, at some point this gets old, right? Because that's weird, and it's the same thing over and over and over again, recycled, and you're just like, this is weird. I've also seen a lot of FNAF ones too, for Gotcha Life. Shipping like Michael and Ennard. I'm not even going to get into the FNAF franchise shipping because that's a whole nother pile of worms or whatever, can of worms. Yeah, I've seen a lot of cringy things over the years as a part of fandom and a part of cringy fandoms. And another thing about shipping is sometimes it can also get out of hand, especially when the show's fandom relies heavily on it, like South Park. And because the four main characters are all boys, there's also a lot of MLM shipping as well. I don't really know how to feel about shipping any of the prepubescent characters because they're prepubescent. There's something there that feels weird and off, like especially in the Tweak X Craig episode, which is my favorite episode, by the way, of South Park, and it showcases basically how crazy fandom can get. The whole town just represents fandom. That is fandom. Right there. Fandom. The town represents fandom. And South Park is a beautiful satirical piece of all kinds of issues of the world. And again, that could be a whole separate video. I am coming up with video ideas. Alright, off the bat, the entire town is fandom. Tweak X Craig is the ship. And, they explain the definition of yaoi in the beginning, which I just explained. And Wendy Testberger was like, these lovely ladies have come to show us their art of yaoi, and it's all just fan art of Tweak and Craig, and a few of them are a little and I find that weird because, again, these are elementary schoolers and they're young kids. The whole episode is crazy. Stan asks his dad, like, why do the Japanese make people gay? And he goes on his whole side quest trying to figure that out. And the town goes crazy over Tweak and Craig's little relationship, even though they're not even actually dating. And so, Tweak and Craig, they hate each other, right? They've hated each other for a really long time, probably since the first episode where they were really featured, Tweak versus Craig. They hate each other. Tweak and Craig, they hate each other. So why would they date? Not getting into enemies to lovers, even though I enjoy that trope. They're elementary schoolers, the young kids. Basically, these kids, I understand why the elementary schoolers are like, oh my god, are they dating? Oh my god, what? And they're being stupid about it because they're elementary schoolers and they don't know better. Nobody knows better in this situation. Everybody's stupid. But the adults are weird too, and I think that they represent, overall fandom culture and how it sometimes takes things a little too far. Because the principal's like, I'm gonna teach you how to safely have sex and have consensual sex. And I'm like, they're kids. They're literal kids. Teach this to high schoolers at least. When Tweak and Craig decided, oh, hey, we're going to pretend we're breaking up so that they can stop going gaga over our relationship, even though we don't have a relationship. And that ended horribly because Tweak got a little carried away. He gets an Oscar for that.
I went through your phone when we went out last night, Craig. I saw your text to Michael about hooking up with him.
Wait, that's not what happened.
Oh, it's not?
No. Look, we both know this is for the better.
Oh, don't use that lame shit on me, man. You don't want to feel bad, so you try and tell me what I want?
Tweak, don't make me out to be the bad guy here.
No, you're not the bad guy. You're never the bad guy, are you? You just step on people and you use them.
You're going too far, dude. This is, totally not necessary.
I'm going too far? What is wrong with you?
This wasn't part of the plan.
Well, guess what, Craig? Love doesn't follow a plan. Yeah! I was totally wrong about you. I opened myself up and let you in. But you've got spikes, man. You've got spikes.
And so now everybody is sad because they had originally been hanging up the artwork of their happy relationship up in their homes. Like, everybody in town had a piece of artwork of Tweek and Craig. It's weird, yeah, but it, again, represents fandom. I am guilty of using fan art and putting it as like a wallpaper or something. Like, that's basically what it is, using it as like a wallpaper. Just like having it around you, seeing it often. Basically, when they publicly break up, all of a sudden there's sad fan art and people are sad and they feel like their lives are ruined and all their relationships are ruined and everything is ruined because their ship is ruined. That is fandom. That the whole town represents fandom. This episode is basically like how fandom works, and the show is poking fun of that, and I find that hilarious. But if people weren't, so crazy over the ships in South Park, which is basically all the fandom is ships, when half of their characters are prepubescent children, they have to feel like they have to call it out and call out their own fandom. Like, this is how fandom acts with everything. There is a problem with fandom in general. But this video is mostly about yaoi, and that was what the episode in South Park was about, was yaoi specifically. And they said it was made by girls for girls, but none of the characters relating in the yaoi are girls at all. And so it's very strange, they said, how these girls are like obsessed with it, how these little Asian girls are like drawing it. And yeah, that was Tweek X Craig, my favorite episode. My brother watched that episode with me and he thought it was so weird, and he thought I was weird for liking that episode. Who the fuck is showering? It's literally, according to my Light Up Ninja Turtles watch, it is currently 11 p.m. Who is showering? Fandom is weird, especially over in the, boys love area. Straight ships are seen as the default, and that's why people don't usually go gaga over them, and they're not like, oh my god, they're straight, ooh, or oh my god, they could possibly be straight, ooh, because it's the default. So, they're straight, cool, wow, ooh, let's move on. And people also just don't pay a lot of attention to girl love ships, like women love women ships, sapphic ships, etc., whatever. The only place I really see any attention to that is like Total Drama in Clone High for some weird reason, and then nowhere else. Like, I see no love for my women ships, and that's sad. I understand the AO3 statistics are a bit skewed when it comes to their tags, and I don't know why. It just is. There's also you also can't deny that this is something I observe not just through AO3. It's something I observe through being a part of fandom, just being an observer on the outside with r/Gacha Life Cringe, rest in peace, and various people who react to Gacha Life Cringe. It's just something that I have seen inside and out with shipping, reading fan fiction, seeing fan art. It feels like there's just a lot of... Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't pay attention to gay ships, because I feel like they need to be more represented in media. And this also ties in a little bit with queer baiting sometimes, because most of the time, people don't have trouble or problem with shipping canon gay ships. Like, they're gay, they're canon, it's already happening. And when people start shipping non-canon gay ships because they've been queer baited, which is a whole nother thing, people sometimes are like, you're overly fetished gay people because you're projecting, it's just a headcanon, whole bunch of stuff. And it's usually in places, in shows where they've kind of been queer baited. Like, prime example, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier had a lot of intimate moments where they were like really close with each other, like physically, and people went gaga over that. I'm not saying that they could have started dating in that episode, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna bait the queers and at least give us a gay couple, Marvel, gosh, Marvel is a whole story. In conclusion, to make a long story short, etc., TLDR, fandom is fucked. I am not trying to make straight women feel bad. I am just pointing out something I observed. This is simply an observation, and I am not saying that it is bad. I'm just saying some people make it bad. There's always a few bad apples in fandom. They always seem to be the ones people see the most, and they seem to make the fandom look worse. Like with FNAF and people who want to fuck the animatronics. I feel like it is a very small minority, but it is a very loud minority. Same with the people who probably ship TweakX Craig. It's probably a very small minority, but again, a very loud minority. I don't think the Gacha Life fandom is a very small minority, so we're gonna just have to be sad about that. But I think cringy, like gotcha, overly gotcha stuff is dying out, which is good. So yeah, in conclusion, I don't really have a conclusion. You got anything to say, buddy? You heard him. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell. All you need to do, go to that Google form in the description and give me video ideas, baby, because I am bored.